Welcome back to Comic Fights. It's been a long break. We took some of the winter off. We are back and we're diving in with a really interesting target this week. This week we are looking at Larfleeze. And Larfleeze, if you're not super familiar, is an orange lantern. So to give you some context for those of you that maybe aren't super fans, what are lanterns? So each lantern, like a green lantern, blue lantern, red lantern, each have a ring that basically goes off a certain attribute. And the more of that attribute you have, the more powerful you become. So green lanterns have willpower. And the stronger their will, the stronger they can create these constructs and shields. And so Larfleeze is an orange lantern. And orange is greed and avarice and just they need to consume and they need to have everything. Which is why there's only one orange lantern. Because if there were multiple, they would want all the rings. They would want to have all the power. So only one person can have it. Now, in our fictional scenario, Larfleeze in the DC universe has discovered a way to the Marvel universe where there are all of these riches and items and artifacts and power that he can't even fathom. So he has traveled to the Marvel universe and immediately starts to consume, and he wants and he is taking. So our job here is to figure out what hero, villain, combination, multiple, let's put a team together. Who can stop Larfleeze? Now, since greed is so powerful and he has so much of it, he's incredibly strong and he won't give up, which means you might want to consider someone on the team or one lone person that is willing to take him out permanently. So now let's talk about what Larfleeze can do and what the orange lantern ring can do. So what do we need to stop? So Larfleeze without the ring, he's an alien and his race is incredibly old. We're talking millions, if not billions of years old, where he is that old. So they live practically forever. They are considered to be immortal. He is also incredibly durable, incredibly strong. He says that no one can really hurt him. But of course he embellishes and lies. But he can go one-to-one with some pretty heavy hitters. But all of this is supplemented by the ring. And all of that greed and, he's almost like Lord of the Rings Smeagol, right? Gollum. Where it's just, he needs to have, instead of just one thing, he needs to have everything. So his power is immense. And since there's only one of him, the Orange Lantern does something unique, where Larfleeze creates constructs of all the people and beings that he has killed. And so he creates constructs that are beings. So the Orange Lantern core is him and all of these constructs that he's created. They can stay close by him, they can travel pretty significant distances, but they always follow his command. In addition to this army that he's going to create, he also can use it for traditional constructs. So things like shields, hammers, other weapons. He can do all of that normal stuff in addition to the army that he's creating here. So when you're tackling this scenario, you either need to find someone that can get through this army to Larfleeze or someone that can defeat this army. Now, the one thing I'm not an expert on is how difficult it is to defeat these constructs. I don't know if they're the embodiment of someone super powerful. Are they harder to kill? I don't know how difficult those constructs are. But let's assume that they're no pushover. And in case you're thinking about the old tried and true wait 'em out approach for lanterns because they have to recharge their ring, the energy will go out. The Orange Lantern does not. Larfleeze does not need to recharge the ring because it is so powerful. And he also doesn't even need the ring, that he is this embodiment, this living battery. So even without the Orange Lantern ring, he can tap into the Orange Lantern powers. So what are his weaknesses? Obviously, he is obsessive. He is compelled to want everything. So you might be able to find a way to deceive him, lure him, do something using his obsessive nature. He also is in somewhat of a constant pain because he is always hungry. He has this insatiable hunger that he can never quench. So he's anxious, hungry, wanting and desiring always. So what's your approach here? Think about the entire Marvel pantheon, heroes, villains, everyone needs to stop this guy because he will stop at nothing. So what do? Do you use a conventional team? Do you use an unconventional team? figure out who can stop him and hopefully put him down for good. In the comments, get your creative juices flowing. Think creatively, and next week we will shout out the best answer. So thanks for watching Comic Fights, and we'll see you next Friday.